welcome back to R Square's Monday Morning Mayhem. My name is R Square, and today we are doing a picks video live from San Diego, California. That's right, this is not a wallpaper. It looks like one because this place looks magnificent. Like, look at this view. And I will say something, this beach was not here 2 hours ago when we walked by here. This beach completely showed up. Like, it was high tide and that beach was not there. But let's go ahead and get on into the picks, because these games start in like a couple of hours, so I gotta go ahead and get started. It is the Seattle Seahawks and the Dallas Cowboys. I'm taking Dallas in this one. Seattle's gonna be without their star, Kenneth Walker. I know it sounds weird. Who is this Kenneth Walker guy? But he is their biggest star. He is their biggest player on the team. I think he's had a fantastic season, and without him, I just think that Seattle collapses. I'm taking Dallas over Seattle. Next up, we have Sunday games. It's Indianapolis and Tennessee. In Tennessee maybe being able to get something going, but Tennessee barely eked out a win last week against a pretty bad team. So I'm taking Indianapolis going 7-5 to open up the season. It's a little bit strange considering their quarterback is Gardner Minshew, but I do think that Indianapolis beats Tennessee. Next up, we have the Los Angeles Chargers and the New England Patriots. Although the Chargers have had some struggles closing out games, I'm taking Los Angeles over New England in this one. Next up, we have Lions and Saints. I am taking Detroit over New Orleans. A bit of a bounce back from Detroit after their waxing gibbous incident. They obviously don't like the moon after that. Next up is the Falcons and the Jets. This one's probably the worst game out of these first opening games. I'm taking Atlanta over the Jets. Tim Boyle at quarterback for New York. I just don't see it happen. I'm taking the Falcons over the Jets's. Next up, we have the Dolphins and the Commanders. I'm taking Miami. They're just going to wipe the floor with Washington. Washington has no offense, and with Jalen Ramsey, Xavier Howard on the defense over there, I am taking Miami over Washington without much of a challenge. Now we have probably the 1 o'clock game of the week. It's the Denver Broncos and the Houston Texans. We never thought this would be a game of the week coming into the year after the Broncos got blown up 70-20 in week 3 against Miami. And the Texans, rookie quarterback, they've been bad for 5 years now. And now here we are, 2 6-5 teams, both in playoff position. However, I was actually thinking about who I'm going to pick for this one beforehand, and I was going to pick the Texans, but after the referees seemingly hate them in the Jacksonville game, like they must have had a grudge against them, and they were in Houston. I'm taking Denver over Houston. That's probably my upset pick of the week right there. I'm taking Denver over the Texans. I've picked Denver for like 3 weeks straight now, and I've gotten them all right. So I'm taking Denver again. I think the Broncos come up with a win against the Texans. Next up, we have the Carolina Panthers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in an NFC South matchup. The Panthers recently fired head coach Frank Reich. I don't know who's taking over for them, but he's still not calling the plays. So they just the offensive coordinators just still calling the plays for Carolina. I don't think it's going to cause much of a change there. I'm taking Tampa Bay over the Carolina Panthers, even while Tampa Bay may be without Baker Mayfield. Next up, we have the Cleveland Browns against Los Angeles' very own Rams. That's right. It's the Browns and the Rams. The Browns, their quarterback is who knows who. It could be Joe Flacco, could be Dorian Thompson-Robinson, but I don't think it matters. I'm in San Diego. Los Angeles is just right across the way, just a 45-minute drive from here. So I am taking the Rams while I'm in this beautiful San Diego, California. I'm taking the Rams over the Browns. Then we have the 4 o'clock game of the week. It's the 49ers and the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm taking the Eagles. They haven't lost yet to a good team, pretty much. Philadelphia's only loss came to the New York Jets. I know, that's a weird one. But I am taking the Eagles over the San Francisco 49ers. I think the Eagles keep on going. People have had questions about their offense and how they've struggled through the first half of the year. But in the end, they're 10-1. You ask any Eagles fans, are you happy about how this season go? They'll end up finding some excuse. Oh no, our offense has had a slow start to the year, so I'm not too certain if we're doing too well. But I would say they're doing pretty well. They just keep it on rolling. If they keep on going like this, they're in the Super Bowl. I'm taking Philadelphia over the San Francisco 49ers in an NFC Championship game rematch of last year, and probably this year as well. We're heading on to Sunday Night Football. It's the Kansas City Chiefs and the Green Bay Packers. I'm taking the Kansas City Chiefs over the Green Bay Packers. Jordan Love, they might have come up with a win But then again, it was during the waxing gibbous phase of the moon, so Detroit was obviously going to lose that one. So I am taking Kansas City over Green Bay in this one. And Patrick Mahomes just doing Patrick Mahomes things. I'm taking Kansas City over Green Bay in this one. Next up, we have Monday Night Football. It's the Cincinnati Bengals and the Jacksonville Jaguars. We got JB number 2. It's Jake Browning against Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jaguars, who got a little bit of help from the referees in their game against Houston. I am taking Jacksonville on Monday Night Football at home at Everbank Stadium. That is the final of our games. We have 6 teams on bye this week, including Buffalo Bills, the Chicago Bears, the Buffalo Bills, the Las Vegas Raiders, the Minnesota Vikings, the New York Giants, and the Baltimore Ravens are the 6 teams on bye. So because we are in San Diego, I did clean sweep the Los Angeles teams. I'm taking the Chargers over the Patriots and the Rams over the Browns. The only team I did not pick from California was San Francisco. I think Philadelphia comes up with a win there, but be looking out for them, because I do think San Francisco has a legitimate chance. It's a good game. It's just what happens in those kind of games. Do you mind? I'm talking. I know we're 15 minutes away from the airport. Do you mind? I'm just gonna wait a minute. So yes, I am taking the Los Angeles teams. I am putting San Francisco in upset alert, and I am picking the Broncos as an upset. So I'm going for a big day for West Coast teams. Denver putting San Francisco potentially on upset alert. The Chargers and Rams both coming up with victories. I think the West Coast has a nice day. I'm taking all those teams in this picks video live from San Diego, California. Isn't this just beautiful? I mean, the weather is hilarious. Like, it's awesome. It looks great, but I find it hilarious because just like an hour ago, the sky was pouring, and now it looks amazing. Like, this is incredible. So yeah, that is all of the picks I got for today. This has been R Square coming to you live from San Diego, California. I might do another video because, as you know, this weekend is championship weekend in college football. And that means it is that time of year. It's championship weekend, and just at some point in December, I'm having a bowl game video where I'm going through all the bowl games in a special edition of college football, and of course the college football New Year's 6 and finals and semifinals there. So I'll be going over those later in the month of December. And I think that is it. San Diego, California. I am logging off. See you guys in the next video.